Compared to genuinely authoritarian societies, the promise of modern life is one of total autonomy. You have the right to vote, to choose your career, and to build whatever life you want. Yet, for most people, the shape of that life is already rigid and predetermined before they even wake up. The commute, the shift, the rent, the mortgage, the insurance, the debt, and the mandatory hours of sleep required to do it all again tomorrow. If we possess all of these absolute freedoms on paper, we have to ask why our daily existence feels so completely claustrophobic. The constraints of the modern world are found in the schedule. Control is exerted through the calendar, the alarm clock, and the decades of financial obligations that keep the machinery of your life running. Every freedom we are promised requires a specific currency to exercise: time. Data from the International Labor Organization reveals that 1/3 of the global workforce is regularly stripped of this currency, working more than 48 hours per week just to maintain their survival. Economists call this time poverty. People become trapped when devoting so much time to work pushes them deeper into poverty. You have 24 hours, but once survival takes its cut, your free time is reduced to a fragile sliver. Having freedom on paper is practically useless when the economic structure denies you the hours required to actually use it. This doesn't prove that a secret committee designed society to enslave everyone. There is no need for a mastermind. A system becomes controlling through simple incentives. When the cost of refusing to participate becomes prohibitively expensive, compliance becomes the only viable option. Survival itself acts as the authority. Your rent votes every month. Your grocery bill votes every week. Your debt votes every single morning when you are forced to show up to work. Ordinary people are constantly fighting just to maintain their baseline standard of living. In a recent Pew survey, roughly 2/3 of Americans reported being very concerned about the rising costs of healthcare, food, and housing. The threat of losing these basic necessities enforces mass behavioral compliance far more efficiently than any authoritarian dictator could. We have to consider how this lack of time impacts what is arguably our most important theoretical freedom: democracy. On election day, the law treats the billionaire and the minimum wage worker as equals, giving each of them exactly one single ballot. The OECD warns that this equality is an illusion. Socioeconomic inequalities create a feedback loop where those with fewer resources have significantly less political influence. Influence requires a persistent presence that only money can buy. A billionaire funds daily lobbyists. Meanwhile, a worker is tied to their job just to survive. Actual political participation is time-intensive. Organizing and protesting require hours the working class simply cannot afford to give. Our democracy gives every single person a vote, but it fails to give everyone the same ability to influence society when the struggle for survival consumes the day. The fairy tale of absolute freedom falls apart the moment you attempt to exercise it without money. The real question is how much freedom we can realistically exercise after survival has taken its cut. Most people end up giving the vast majority of their waking lives to maintaining the machinery of their existence. We are handed a few exhausted hours on a Saturday afternoon and told that this constitutes a free life. We live within a system where the door is standing wide open, but stepping through it costs more than any of us can afford to pay.